what's today's topic? I'm not sure. Really not sure. I don't even know what to make today's topic about. Alright guys, what's going on? It's your boy Dragon of the South. I'm back again with another moto vlog. And we're gonna be talking about today new riders. Being that I'm a new rider myself, I just bought this motorcycle about 2 months ago. Just started riding about 2 months ago. Okay guys, so of course you know I got a 2008 Yamaha R6, and I bought it, like I said, I bought it back in I don't know, 2 months ago, sometime like that. And I went through Craigslist, man. I always been a Ninja fan. I wanted a Ninja, but I just couldn't find one that was within my price range. And this one turned up, you know. Like I said, I went through Craigslist. I had to drive 3 hours away to pick it up, but I figured with the deal I was getting on it, that was adequate, you know. Kelley Blue Book priced this one at I think $5,600, and the guy was selling it for $5,400, and I talked him down to $4,800. So I got a steal on it, you know. I got it for a pretty good deal. Of course, it had like 16,000 miles on it already, but you know, what are you gonna do? The 2008. Anyway, so I went through the process. I did everything that needed to be done. You know, with the buying, I went to test drive it, checked it out, checked the oil levels, checked to see if maintenance was maintained on it. He didn't have a logbook of his maintenance, but like I said, the bike looked to be in pretty good condition. And so, you know, I bought it. You know, we went through all that, and I drove it back. Just fine. You know, I test drove it. I rode it. It rode well. I rode it back, you know, to my hometown, which, like I said, was 3 hours away. And of course, I probably shouldn't have done that. I was a permit driver at that point, and I wasn't supposed to drive on highways, and I wasn't supposed to be riding without a licensed driver. But hey, man, when you're spending that kind of money, you don't really want to spend too much more money on trailers and such. Anyway, so I rode it back three hours, 3.5 hours, however long it was, 3 hours max. And it rode pretty good, man. You know, I rode it, no problems, no hiccups. Night fell on me, and again, I was a permit rider, so I wasn't supposed to be riding at night either. But like I said, man, I've been driving cars all my life, so I wasn't really worried. Also, I rode my brother's bike before, you know, so I knew how to shift. I knew what was what, you know. Or at least the basis of, you know, staying upright. But anyway, so I rode it back to 3 hours on highways and such, and everything was fine. You know, I got back to my hometown, and I got to running into a couple of traffic lights. I'm gonna say this, guys, and you know, even with all my research, I never ran across this. Now, I'm not saying it's not up on YouTube, but I never ran across this kind of information. But the truck got me a wind blast right there. But I got into town with some red lights and such, and started stopping, like this red light here. I would stop at the red light and get ready to start up and, you know, go through it and make my turn or whatever, but I would always stall out the engine. And that is really, really debilitating for a new rider. It was crippling. It really was. Like, first day I had it, I drove back, I got into these red lights, and I could not for the life of me start. I couldn't start, you know. I couldn't just, you know, get the engine to stay on. So I'm driving through these traffic lights, and my motorcycle cut off in front of all these cars, and you know, everybody's looking at me, and I mean, it's embarrassing. It just really is. You're on the motorcycle, everybody thinks you're supposed to be so cool, and then you stall out. And I kept doing it. And you know, I had to make it through about 7 or 8 traffic lights. So at this point, I'm trying to take the route with the least amount of traffic lights, because I don't want to keep stalling out and keep embarrassing myself. But you know, like I said, I had to get it home. It was nighttime, and I needed to get off of it. I had already been on it for 3 hours. Like I said, riding in the straight line was fine. Shifting up and down was fine. But I didn't really have to shift down on the highway, so you know, I was doing fine. But as soon as I got into the city with all these lights, I stalled out almost every time. So you know, like the true person I am, I didn't give up. Like I said, that was my first day, and I was you know, trying to learn how to ride it. So I got up the next morning, and I practiced. I went to an empty parking lot. You know, you might not hear this a lot on moto vlogs or how to ride, but get out there and practice, man. I went to an empty parking lot, started shifting, started practice on my starts and stops, and practice on going up hills. That was the issue too, stalling out trying to go up a hill, you know, from a stop position. So I practiced on all of that. You know, I got out there, I stayed out there in the hot blazing sun, because it didn't have any shade at this parking lot I was at. But I stayed out there for a good hour and a half, you know, just only practicing on starts and stops. And by the end of that hour and a half, I could start and stop my bike pretty well. I think after that, I may have stalled out maybe 7 more times, and then after that, I was good, you know. After that, I haven't stalled out since. Like I said, I practiced that hour and a half. I stalled out like 7 more times, and I haven't stalled out since. And it gives you more confidence as a rider when you know you put forth effort. At least in my case, anyway. When you put forth effort to learn something that is hurting your riding. So what I'm saying is, get out there, practice your I mean, it's like any other thing you're gonna do in life. Get out there, practice your flaws, strengthen your weaknesses, so no one can play on those. And that's what I done. That's what I done on that. Now also being a new rider, you tend, well, if you're a sensible person like I am, you tend to ride a little, you know what I'm saying, paranoid, which I think is a good thing. You know, you don't need to be out here just riding all crazy like, especially when you're brand new to motorcycling. So don't let anybody get you out here and get you out of your element. I have a cousin, which shall remain nameless, that has been riding for a while. He has a 1000 and he wants me to ride with him, but he's talking that crazy stuff, talking about you know, pushing 100 plus in traffic. So I'm like, nah, man, I can't have you out here getting me out of my element. I'm just out here trying to ride and learn and do what I do. So anyway, guys, just realize, just ride within your ability. And if you have a problem, get out there and practice it, man. Because the only way that's gonna get fixed is if you get out there and fix it yourself. So anyway, yeah. So that was some of my major problems when I first started riding. Like I said, I'm only 2 months in, so I'm not the greatest rider ever. You know, I'm not the best shifter, the best start and stopper, but I have gotten quite a lot better. I've gotten a lot better, and that's all thanks to riding. Now, with that said, I have logged a lot of miles on this bike. I'm not quite sure how many, but I basically commute back and forth to work, and that's pretty much what I do. And now I'm riding motor vlogging now, but yeah. So I've got a lot of practice on the bike, you know, and I've done a lot of research off the bike. So of course I'm gonna get better as time goes along. So just like I said, ride within your abilities. If you're good enough to ride with other people, then by all means go ahead, but know your own limitations. You know, don't get out here riding and thinking you can ride like someone who's been riding for years now, because that's just gonna get you in trouble. It's gonna get you in a lot of trouble, and you're gonna hate yourself when you tear your bike up and tear your body up. But anyway, that's all I have for you guys today. Thanks for watching. Like, favorite, and subscribe. See you guys later.